You spend 9 months preparing for the birth, right? Painting the nursery, reading the baby books, packing the hospital bag. But then, the baby actually arrives, and suddenly the spotlight shifts entirely to this tiny human, and mom is just expected to bounce back.
Oh, the bounce back. Don't even get me started. It's like society forgets that the mother just went through a massive physical and emotional marathon.
Exactly. And that's the trap so many of our coaching clients fall into. Welcome back to the Rising Parent Podcast, where we help you navigate the beautiful, messy reality of raising a family. I'm Tim.
And I'm Edna, and today we are diving deep into a topic that does not get nearly enough attention. We're calling this episode Postpartum Recovery, the fourth trimester care guide nobody tells you about.
It is so needed. And before we jump into it, just a quick reminder for our community. We release brand new episodes of the Rising Parent Podcast every Monday and Friday. So whether you're commuting to work, folding endless piles of tiny onesies, or just hiding in the pantry for 5 minutes of peace, we're right here with you, twice a week.
The pantry hideout. I know it well from our daycare days. I used to see parents walking in for drop-off looking like they were still mentally hiding in the pantry. You'd see them clutching those travel coffee mugs like their lives depended on it. Let's get started.
Okay, Edna, let's set the stage here. When we say the fourth trimester, what are we actually talking about? Because I think some parents hear that and think, wait, I thought pregnancy was only 3 trimesters. Are you adding more time to this?
I know, right? Please, no more. But seriously, the fourth trimester refers to the first 12 weeks after your baby is born. It's this massive transition period. Your baby is adjusting to life outside the womb, which is huge, but you, especially the mother who just gave birth, are adjusting to a totally new body, new hormonal baselines, and a new identity, and yet almost all the prenatal care stops the minute the baby is out.
Yeah, it really does. You see your OBGYN or midwife constantly for 9 months, weekly toward the end, and then crickets. You get a 6-week checkup, and that's pretty much it. You're cleared for exercise. Good luck with the rest of your life.
Exactly. And physical healing takes so much longer than 6 weeks. I mean, think about the families we've worked with in our coaching sessions. I'm thinking of one mom specifically. Let's call her Maya. Maya was about 8 weeks postpartum, and she came to us just feeling like an absolute failure because she wasn't back to normal yet. She was exhausted, still experiencing physical pain, and her partner was just kind of waiting for the old Maya to return.
Oh, I remember Maya and her husband, because from his perspective, and this is something I see so often when I'm working with partners on communication, he was saying, I don't know what to do. I'm changing diapers, I'm washing bottles, but she's just sad all the time. He didn't understand the sheer physical trauma she was recovering from.
And we have to use that word, trauma. Whether it was a smooth vaginal delivery or a C-section, your body goes through trauma. You have an internal wound the size of a dinner plate where the placenta detached. You have pelvic floor recovery. You have lochia, the postpartum bleeding that can last for weeks. And your hormones? Tim, they literally fall off a cliff.
Yes, the hormone crash. And honestly, as a partner, nobody really prepares you for that. When you and I are doing our coaching sessions, I always pull the partners aside and say, listen, you have to understand the biological reality here. Within the first few days postpartum, estrogen and progesterone levels plummet to pre-pregnancy levels. It is the single largest sudden hormone drop a human being can experience.
Absolutely. And on top of that, you have the adrenaline crash. You run on pure adrenaline during the birth in those first 48 hours. Then you get home, the visitors leave, the house is quiet except for a crying newborn, and boom, the crash hits.
Which brings us to a huge distinction we need to make for our listeners, the difference between the baby blues and postpartum depression, or PPD, because they get lumped together and they really shouldn't be.
So true. The baby blues are incredibly common, like up to 80% of new moms experience them. It usually kicks in around day 3 or 4. You might be weepy, irritable, feeling overwhelmed. You might cry because you dropped a sock or because a commercial came on TV.
Or because someone looked at you the wrong way while holding the baby.
Exactly. And the baby blues typically resolve on their own within about 2 weeks as those hormones start to level out. But postpartum depression, that's a different story.
Yeah, PPD doesn't just go away on its own, and it can show up any time within that first year, honestly, but very often in that fourth trimester. And the symptoms aren't always what you see in the movies, right, Edna?
Oh, absolutely not. The media portrays PPD as a mother just sitting in a rocking chair, staring blankly at the wall, unable to bond with her baby. And while profound sadness and numbness are symptoms, PPD can look so different from person to person. For a lot of the moms I support in those early, sleep-deprived months, it actually looks like rage.
Yes, postpartum rage. That is the secret nobody talks about.
Nobody. I remember back when we had the daycare, we used to have this one mom. Let's call her Chloe. She was dropping off her infant and she just broke down in the hallway. I pulled her into the office and she confessed that she had snapped at her toddler the night before over a spilled cup of water. And then she ended up throwing a plastic plate at the wall. She was terrified of herself. She kept saying, "I'm a monster. I'm a terrible mother."
Wow. Yeah.
But she wasn't a monster. She was severely sleep deprived and suffering from undiagnosed postpartum anxiety and depression. The rage was just the pressure cooker exploding.
And that's where the partner's role is absolutely critical. Because when you're in the thick of PPD or PPA, postpartum anxiety, you often can't see the forest for the trees. You just think, this is who I am now. I'm just failing. The partner has to be the one to lovingly step in and say, hey, I'm noticing some things that worry me, and I think we need to talk to your doctor.
But Tim, how does a partner do that without making the mom feel attacked or judged? Because you work with a lot of partners on communication breakdowns, and bringing up mental health is a massive minefield.
It really is. The biggest mistake partners make is trying to fix it with logic. They'll say, why are you so upset? The baby's fine, you're fine, everything's fine. Which to a mom experiencing a hormonal and emotional crisis is completely invalidating.
Right. It sounds like you're crazy for feeling this way.
Exactly. Instead, partners need to approach it from a place of us against the problem. One couple we worked with recently, let's call them Julian and Sam. Sam was really struggling with intrusive thoughts. She was terrified to carry her baby down the stairs because she kept picturing herself tripping and falling. Julian noticed she was avoiding the stairs, and instead of saying, just carry the baby, you're being ridiculous, he said, I've noticed you're feeling really anxious around the stairs lately. I want you to know I'm here, I love you, and I hate seeing you carry this heavy burden. Can we look into getting some support together?
Oh, I love that. Can we look into getting support together? It completely removes the shame. It makes it a team issue, not a Sam is broken issue.
Bingo. And that team mentality is the foundation of surviving the fourth trimester. Because, Edna, you know this from all the sleep coaching and early infant support you do. If the parents aren't a team, the whole house falls apart.
It does. And a big part of that team dynamic is shifting the narrative around who does what. Moms, I love you, but we have a terrible habit of maternal gatekeeping.
Oh boy, here we go. Truth time.
It's true. We carry the baby, we birth the baby, maybe we're breastfeeding the baby, and so we feel this intense biological drive to control everything. The partner tries to swaddle the baby, and we swoop in like, no, not like that. Give him to me. You're doing it wrong.
Yep. And then 2 months later, in our coaching sessions, mom is crying, saying he never helps. And the partner is sitting there saying, every time I try to help, you tell me I'm doing it wrong, so I just stopped trying.
Exactly. I remember a family from our daycare years ago. The dad used to do the drop offs, and he always seemed so nervous. One day, the mom came in with him, and he tried to show me how he packed the diaper bag, and she just totally took over, unpacked it, and repacked it right in front of me. Later, I had a gentle conversation with her, just saying, he really wants to be involved. Let him do it his way. The baby might have mismatched socks, but the baby is loved and cared for.
That is such a good point. Partners, you aren't babysitting your own kid. You are a parent. But moms, you have to let them parent. If you want them to be an equal partner, you have to allow them to learn the ropes, make mistakes, and figure out their own rhythm with the baby.
Absolutely. And part of figuring out that rhythm is making sure mom is getting basic human needs met. The fourth trimester care guide that nobody tells you about is honestly pretty basic. Mom needs sleep, food, and water.
It sounds so simple, but it is incredibly hard to execute with a newborn.
So hard. But this is where the partner or the village, if you have family or friends nearby, really needs to step up. If mom is nursing, she's burning extra calories and needs constant hydration. Partners, your job isn't just to hold the baby. Your job is to mother the mother. Bring her the giant water bottle. Make her a plate of food that she can eat with one hand. Take the baby immediately after a feed so she can go take a warm shower without hearing phantom cries.
Mother the mother. I really like that phrase because when everyone else is asking, how's the baby? Is the baby sleeping? Is the baby eating? The partner should be asking, how are you? Are you sleeping? Have you eaten?
Yes. And let's talk about the sleep deprivation for a second, because that's my wheelhouse. The sleep deprivation in those first 12 weeks is literally a form of torture. It exacerbates every physical pain, every hormonal shift, and every mental health struggle.
I remember working with a couple who were at each other's throats, just constant bickering, scorekeeping. I got up 3 times last night while I worked a 10-hour shift today.
All the resentment Olympics. Nobody wins the resentment Olympics.
Exactly. And when we dug into it during our session, they were both getting maybe 3 hours of broken sleep a night. You cannot communicate effectively, you cannot be a patient partner, and you certainly cannot heal physically on 3 hours of sleep. We had to implement a strict shift sleeping schedule for them.
Shift sleeping is a game changer. Explain how you set that up for them, Tim.
So they were exclusively breastfeeding, which makes shift sleeping a little trickier, but not impossible. We set it up so that mom would pump a bottle during the day. Then at night, mom would go to sleep in a separate room with earplugs from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. Dad was on duty. If the baby woke up, Dad fed the baby the pumped bottle, changed the diaper, and did the soothing. At 1 a.m., they swapped. Dad slept from 1 a.m. until 6 a.m. while Mom was on duty.
It's so brilliant because both of them got a solid, uninterrupted 5-hour block of sleep. And biologically speaking, getting at least 4 uninterrupted hours is crucial for preventing severe mood disorders and psychosis.
Right. And just that one change, getting 5 hours of sleep, completely transformed their communication. They weren't snapping at each other anymore. They were functional adults again.
It's amazing what a little sleep can do, but it also requires letting go of the guilt. I work with so many moms who feel guilty going to sleep while their partner stays up. They feel like they should be awake watching the baby, making sure everything is perfect.
The shoulds will kill you in parenting.
They really will. You have to give yourself grace. The 4th trimester is not about being productive. It's not about keeping a spotless house. It's about survival, healing, and bonding.
Let's talk about that societal pressure for a minute, the bounce-back culture. We touched on it at the beginning, but the pressure from social media is just toxic right now. You see influencers posting pictures in skinny jeans 2 weeks postpartum or doing these intense workout routines.
It makes my blood boil, honestly. Your body took 9 months to stretch, shift organs. Literally, your organs move out of the way and grow a whole new organ, the placenta, to sustain a human life. Why on earth would we expect it to snap back to its pre-pregnancy state in a matter of weeks?
And it's not just the physical appearance, it's the expectation of productivity. Oh, you're on maternity leave. You have so much free time.
Free time. That's hilarious.
Right? People think maternity leave is a vacation, when really it is a medical leave for a major physical event combined with a 24/7 on-call shift for a highly demanding, irrational boss who screams at you.
Oh, the most accurate description of a newborn ever. And this is why setting boundaries during the fourth trimester is so vital. We always tell our coaching clients, you have to protect your peace.
Let's give some practical examples of that, because parents always ask us, how do I set boundaries without offending my mother-in-law?
Oh, the mother-in-law dynamic. Well, first of all, boundaries are about your behavior, not theirs. So it's about saying, we are taking the first 2 weeks just for us to bond as a family of 3. We aren't having any visitors, but we will gladly accept dropped-off meals.
Yes, the meal train. If people want to help, give them a job. You want to come over? Great. Can you hold the baby while I shower? Can you throw a load of laundry in? Can you bring some groceries?
Exactly. When we had the daycare, I remember talking to parents who were pregnant with their second child, and they were terrified of how the fourth trimester would go with a toddler running around. And I always told them, this is the time to lower your standards. Screen time is okay. Takeout is okay. Your toddler eating Cheerios for dinner is okay.
Survival mode.
Pure survival mode, but an intentional survival mode. It's saying we are prioritizing the physical and mental health of the mother and the well-being of the baby above all else.
I think that leads perfectly into our key takeaways for this episode. We've covered a lot of ground, from the physical trauma to the mental health hurdles and the partner dynamics. Edna, if you had to boil this down for a new mom who is sitting in her rocking chair at 3 a.m. listening to us right now, what are the most important things she needs to remember?
First and foremost, grace for your physical body. You are not bouncing back. You are moving forward into a new version of yourself. Allow yourself the time to heal. It takes months, not days. Don't rush it, and don't compare your chapter 1 to an influencer's heavily edited chapter 20.
Absolutely. My key takeaway, especially for the partners listening, prioritize maternal mental health and watch out for the signs. Learn the difference between the baby blues and postpartum depression or anxiety. If the heavy feelings last longer than 2 weeks, or if you're seeing rage, severe withdrawal, or intrusive thoughts, approach it as a team. Remove the shame and seek professional help together.
Yes, be the team. That's my last takeaway too. Teaming up with your partner is everything. Moms, stop gatekeeping and let your partners learn how to parent their baby. Partners, step up and mother the mother. Bring the water, enforce the sleep shifts, and take on the mental load of running the household so she can heal.
It really does take a village, but it starts with the team inside the house.
It does, and we know it's hard. If you're in the thick of the fourth trimester right now, we see you. You are doing a beautiful job, even on the days when you haven't showered and you're crying over spilled milk. You are exactly the parent your baby needs.
Perfectly said, Edna. All right, families, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into postpartum recovery and the fourth trimester. We really hope this honest look at maternal health and relationship dynamics gives you some comfort and some actionable tools.
And hey, if you found this episode helpful, please hit that subscribe button. It helps us out so much. And while you're there, we would be incredibly grateful if you left us a 5-star review. Share this episode with a friend who is expecting or currently in the trenches of the newborn phase. It might be exactly what they need to hear today.
Absolutely. And don't forget to visit our website at risingparent.org. Plus, and this is my favorite part, if there's a topic you are struggling with or something you want us to cover on the show, you can request an episode topic right there on the website. Tell us what you need, and we will make that episode just for you.
We love hearing from you guys. And remember, we are here with you twice a week. New episodes of the Rising Parent podcast are released every Monday and Friday. So we'll be right back in your ears in just a few days.
Until then, give yourselves some grace, lean on your partner, and keep rising. We'll catch you next time.
Bye, everyone.